Do you have vinyl stickers or decals to remove from your car? Well, today I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. Let's go. Now, back in the day, these stripes came as an option on the XR models, so the sports versions of these utes, and somebody's decided to put those Go Fast stripes on this gas ute. Now, each to their own, they are not to my taste, and they are looking a little bit worse for wear. They're chipped and marked, and you know, they're just looking a little bit secondhand. So I'm going to take these off because I think it'll really clean up the body of this ute. So follow along if you also want to do this on your car. Let's get to it. You can go ahead and try and peel these off by hand if that's your choice, but that's going to take you quite a while. You can also start hitting it with a scraper and some goo remover. If you like spending your weekends scraping vinyl off, then go ahead. I don't want to do that. So what I've decided to do is use one of these. I sell these, by the way, so check them out if you really want to do this job. Let me quickly show you how easy it is with one of these things. You really don't need much except the wheel itself, which comes pre-packed in a piece of plastic so that it stays moist, so that the rubber doesn't dry out. So just put the arbor attachment on there, like so. So all this is a big eraser, a big rubber wheel. They are also called a caramel wheel just because of their color, but really what it is an eraser wheel. So it erases vinyls and stickers. So you literally apply the wheel to a drill. So basically you put the drill on like so, you tighten it up, and you're good to go. Now you don't want to go above 4,000 RPM with these, and it even says so over here, maximum 4,000 RPM. You can use a cordless drill or a quarter drill. So I've decided to use a quarter drill for a little bit more power. I'm going to put on some gloves. If you're looking for a really good pair of work gloves, check out the link in the description. These are cut proof and they're nitrile coated for extra grip, great for mechanical stuff. And last but not least, protect your eyes. Alrighty, so pretty easy. Spin the wheel and apply it to the decal. Watch this. Just a bit of soapy water to get the glue residue off. A little bit of cutting compound just to get the rest of this glue off. And there we go. One eraser wheel makes this very easy. Before, after. All right, let's do the rest. Alright, so there it is, guys. Just go through everything with a little bit of cut and polish. Now with these tight spots over here where you can't quite reach in with the eraser wheel, so get yourself a plastic razor scraper, much like this one. I'll leave a link in the description below to this, and this is completely plastic so that you won't scratch your body or your paint at all, including the blade. The blade is plastic. And once you've done, again, just go over it with a little bit of cut and polish. You should end up with something like this. And everything is nice and cleaned up. Before, after. Nice. All right, so while you're not looking, I'm going to do the rear bumper over here. And again, same deal, I'm gonna take this off and I'm going to scrape all of this stuff off, and then I'm going to clean it up, and then I'm going to do this side, because there's two sides to a car.
I'm smart!
That's looking pretty good now. I'm quite happy with that. There is one thing I want to point out real quick. But check this out. When I got to this rear bumper, the rubber wheel, when it took off the decal, it also took some of the paint off. So that's one thing to really look out for. If the bumper, especially plastics, have not been painted well, you may want to be real careful about applying the eraser wheel onto it. Interestingly enough, while it took the paint off this bumper over here, the front bumper is totally fine. It is made of the same plastic as the rear bumper, but the wheel didn't take the paint off this front bumper. And the same goes for the other side. It's totally fine. So what's going on here? Why did this eraser wheel take off the paint off the rear bumper but not the front? And I think that's got to do with the fact that this is factory paint. It's been painted properly. It's also been clear coated. Whereas if I look at my rear bumper, the paint here seems to be aftermarket and the clear coat is almost non-existent. So the eraser wheel grabbed this paint, and unfortunately, because I think this rear bumper wasn't prepped properly, it took the paint off as well. So just something you want to keep in mind. Maybe prep and test a small area first, something that's out of sight, to make sure that your paint doesn't come off with the adhesive and the decal. Because I had this experience on this side with this bumper, for the other side, what I'm actually going to do is, I've already removed the decal itself, but I'm going to go ahead and get this glue off with a plastic razor scraper, and hopefully that will stop the paint from peeling off this bumper. But all in all, that's kind of it, guys. So this eraser wheel really did the trick, and I'm pretty happy with the results, I must say. Now, for the cost of 20 bucks, I think that's money well spent. It saved me a lot of time and a lot of effort at just scrubbing away at those decals. Believe me, I've tried everything else. I've tried heat and goo remover, chemicals and the whole lot, and this is the quickest thing that will get the job done. So yeah, money well spent. Now, if you look at the original compared to what we left over, we basically used this much, and one wheel got both sides of the car done, from the back bumper all the way along the sides to the front bumper on both sides. So I've even got a little bit left over. Now, if you do have a little bit left over, wrap it in plastic so that the rubber doesn't dry out, and you can always use it later on for little touch-ups, clean-ups. Maybe you want to remove a decal or a badge or something from your windscreen or the back of your car. Speaking of which, I'm going to take this off right now with what I've got left over from that eraser wheel. I'm just going to go around. I'm going to hit it with what I've got left over. A little bit of cutting compound to remove the rubber and the glue residue from the adhesive. There we go. Not too bad. All right, so with this little thing removed as well, my ute is just that little bit cleaner. So there you go, guys. That's how I take adhesives off my cars. This rubber wheel really does make a difference. So consider giving it a go if you're looking to do a similar job. Just make sure you try this thing in an inconspicuous little spot that's out of the way to make sure that your paint does not come off with the wheel. But if that's not a problem, this is going to save you a lot of time. And all in all, I must say that this thing is starting to look pretty good. We're knocking all the ugly off, and hopefully we'll end up with a nice little ute by the end of this series. And if you want to see how this thing does turn out, make sure you subscribe so that you can see when I post up other videos. But all in all, I think things are definitely improving. Things are looking pretty good. Yeah, onwards and upwards. Thanks for watching today, and hit the like button if you like what you saw today, and go ahead and try this on your car. Catch you next time.